In studio from the Pacific NW Salmon Center, Seth Elsen. Morning, sir.
Hey, how's it going?
Good to see you. It's been a little while, I think, since you've been on the air.
Yeah, you as well. Been a couple of months. We've had some other people come down and give some updates, and excited to be back.
Well, good to talk with you here. So what's been going on with the Salmon Center?
Oh, a whole lot. We've been, this has been one of our busiest summers, at least since I've been at the Salmon Center.
Good.
We've been doing a lot of projects up in Kitsap County. We just wrapped up placing over 20 log jams on a couple streams up there.
Okay.
Our chum trap is in full swing. We're about halfway through the season right now, so we got another month there. And we're in the middle of removing a big derelict barge on the Dosey Wallops River estuary.
Whoa.
So about a 200-foot barge. It's been sitting there for about 40 years.
Really?
Creosote treated wood. And so we're doing a big project in coordination with the Department of Natural Resources to remove that barge and regrade the slope of the shoreline and remove some fill and just kind of some overall restoration and enhancement there.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. So 40 years you said it's been there?
Yeah, we believe it was a former shellfish processing plant, and so as you're driving up 101 north and you're going there right by the state park and by the Gooey Duck Tavern, you might see that, and no longer.
Wow. So do you have to do, and if you don't know this, that's okay, but I'd imagine over 40 years, some critters have decided to call it home. What do you do about that kind of stuff?
It's just a matter of trying to be, carefully removing, what we can. But I mean, definitely, whether it's good or bad, it still becomes part of their habitat. I mean, that's.
And so, what's wrong? It's got creosote treated lumber.
Creosote treated wood. Yep. Okay. So that's kind of been leaching into the water for quite a while. And in addition to that, like I said, there's a lot of fill material that's been getting in the way, and so we're trying to remove that and regrade the shoreline there and make it a little bit more friendly for forage fish and salmon and the Dosey Wallops estuary is one of the most productive in Hood Canal. So,
really? Okay.
Yeah, supports all sorts of different types of salmon and steelhead, and so really important to get that out of the way. So we're excited that that's finally happening, and construction should be wrapped up in another month, and so we'll hopefully have a lot of good pictures and video to share here soon, so keep an eye on our Facebook page.
Nice. So the summer chum trap has been going for a month. How is that looking?
It's great. We right now we might actually be above 3,000 fish this morning. Yesterday we were over 2,900, and so if we can reach 3,000, that would be our highest total in about 11 years. So we usually average somewhere between 1,000 to 2,000 fish, maybe 2,500. Last year was a little bit low with the drought and everything else, but yeah, we're gonna hit at least 3,000 easy, and we still have another month to go.
What do you guys attribute that to?
It's just a mix of things. We feel like a lot of our habitat restoration work in that part of Hood Canal has really paid off. A lot of our work on the Union River, we're treating knotweed, doing other habitat restoration. But in addition to that, we had great out-migrating conditions a couple of years ago when these fish as juveniles took off into the marine waters, and so it's all coming together.
Is this one of the things that, excuse me, is this one of the things that people can volunteer at? Is this the counting thing?
Yeah. So the only way this project is possible is with the help of volunteers. So 24/7 volunteers are monitoring this trap in pairs. So that's, over, a couple thousand hours of volunteer time over those couple of months. And so we have people that come and do 4 or 5 hour shifts, and then the really brave people that do an overnight shift. But it's been a lot of fun. We've gotten a lot of new volunteers involved this year, a lot of kids coming down. And one of the more exciting things is just that it turns into such a big community event for people at Belfair that, may not necessarily be volunteering on it, but they're coming back and they always want to see, hey, how many fish do you have? Because they've been living there for a number of years, and they've been involved with this kind of, whether they, directly or indirectly, they have a stake in it. So
are there places up in Belfair or around these parts that are good to see the runs? I've been taking my son Kaiser to downtown Olympia, right there at the dam at the Capitol Lake, and there's been a lot of fish, and we've been going up to the Falls Park.
Totally.
But in Mason County, are there some good viewing areas?
Yeah, there's some really good spots. The Union River is a really good one. So by our trap, obviously you'll see a lot of chum. We're starting to get some coho in, and we've had a number of kings that are mostly strays from the Skokomish River, but still it's a really great spot to see them if you're up in the North Mason area. Some of the other streams on the north end are great, such as Mission Creek there by Belfair State Park is a really great spot. It's kind of a smaller stream, but it gets a lot of fish back, and so kind of anywhere there along North Shore Road, any of those creeks is usually a really good spot kind of from now on. As summer chums start to wind down and the streams that actually have them, then, like I said, we'll start to get coho and then fall chum as well.
Wow, that's pretty darn cool.
Yeah.
A couple months ago, I feel, or the last time we talked with folks, you had some of your newest AmeriCorps folks in here, and they were talking about the U-Pick Gardens. Are we wrapping up? I mean, it's almost October.
It's almost October, but we've still got some stuff to try to get rid of, and so we're trying to get people out there. last year we actually installed a big high tunnel, which helps extend our growing season for some different produce. So right now we've got tomatoes, we've got kale, we've got lots of basil, we've got black peppers, we've got acorn squash, we've got a million different things. And we just welcomed 2 new AmeriCorps members for the next year or so, and so they're eagerly getting started and trying to kind of help disperse that produce. So
how do you get that? You go up there? Is it free or anything?
You stop by. It's all by donation.
Okay.
So whatever you want to give, but it's all organic, all locally grown. So it's a great way to kind of support local food, support salmon safe agriculture, and it's all part of our efforts just to really demonstrate how salmon and agriculture can coexist, and part of our bigger sustainability efforts.
It's 8:21. I'm talking with Seth Elsen from the Pacific NW Salmon Center. How was summer for you guys up there with the kids? I know a lot of kids come in.
Yeah.
They're back at school now, but is it still a pretty big popular event in the summer?
Yeah, it was really great. This summer we had 2 big camps. So we had a camp for younger kids, kindergarten up through 5th grade, and that stayed really busy with a big enrollment. And then at the end, as we do usually each summer, we celebrated with a concert by a Belfair-based band, Swing Fever. And
yeah.
It's just a fun chance for the community to come out and do music on the estuary. We've got a great setting for those who've never been to the Salmon Center, and so it's always a fun excuse. But that camp went really well, and then this was our 2nd year of our Greenstream camp, and that camp's all about connecting students with the watershed. And so we do that over 7 or 8 weeks through the summer, different themes, forests, mountains, estuaries, things like that. And we work with local partners to get kids outside and involved in kind of the STEM fields, as well as reading and art. And so that was a really great camp. We had close to 20 kids most of the summer. That was about our limit with our transportation capabilities. But yeah, it was just a big success, and that's in thanks to a lot of our community partnerships with different organizations and agencies.
How long you have walking trails up there, right?
Yeah.
What's the length and time of some of your walking trails?
A lot of people do the full loop. So if you start up at Feller and work your way down to the Salmon Center, it's a couple miles worth of trails. So you could spend easy, hour and a half, 2 hours walking the trails between the boardwalks there at Feller, and then our big estuary loop, and then that will wind down over by Mindy Creek, and so it goes back, and it's just a nice variety of land between our estuary, some freshwater areas, some dense forest, and so any time of the year it's a really nice time to walk the trail.
And you just head up State Route 3 just before you get to Belfair. It's on the left, and there's plenty of parking and all that.
Lots of parking. We've got 2 trailheads, and it's a really nice time. Like I said, you might see some fish jumping around, and unfortunately the time's kind of ended, but if you go a little bit earlier in the year, early summer, late spring, you'll see some sturgeon as well. We've gotten some video recently from a few of our volunteers where they've actually documented the sturgeon, and so it's really cool to see that. You see these fish that are 4 or 5 feet long just swimming up the Union River. So
Seth Elsen is the program development lead for the Hood Canal Salmon Enhancement Group at the Salmon Center. It's in Belfair, and he encourages you to come on by and check it out. Also, the need for volunteers is still high, and you can find all that information on PNWSalmonCenter.org, the website. Very good. All right, Seth, good to talk with you.
Same to you. Thank you very much for having me on.
Great rest of your day.
You as well.